1975, the first dedicated store for providing custom parts to hot rod guitars opens in Tokyo. The shop is called Electric Sound Products, or ESP. 76 to 82, ESP gains attention as a reputable provider of high-quality replacement parts. ESP also begins crafting the first complete guitars under the ESP and Navigator brand names for the Japan market. 1983, ESP replacement parts for electric guitars and basses are introduced to the US market. 84 to 85, ESP begins creating custom instruments for local New York artists and top session players. Some very early ESP users included Bruce Kulick of Kiss, Carmine Rojas of David Bowie, Ronnie Drayton, Vernon Reid of Living Colour, and Page Hamilton of Helmet. Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones works with ESP to develop a custom guitar, later to become his signature model. The ESP 400 series becomes the company's first production line to have US distribution. Today, these early 400 series instruments are regarded as among the industry's best vintage reproduction instruments. 1986, while on tour in Tokyo, George Lynch of Dokken, and later Lynch Mob, visits an ESP store to purchase a replacement neck. Upon learning that they made custom guitars as well, he sat down with ESP's luthiers and ordered the first now famous Kamikaze guitar. ESP introduces the M1 Standard, M1 Custom, Horizon Custom Guitars, and the Surveyor Bass. 87 to 88, seeking a new guitar for the start of the Monsters of Rock tour, Kirk Hammett of Metallica discovers ESP and creates his first custom instrument, later to be known as the KH2. ESP debuts their first signature model, the George Lynch Kamikaze. ESP is now based in a loft in downtown New York on 19th Street. 1989, Kirk Hammett's signature ESP KH2 is introduced. ESP's New York headquarters moves to 48th Street to be near the action of the city's famous strip of music stores. 90 to 92, ESP's signature series grows, as does its standard product lines. ESP moves its US headquarters from New York to Los Angeles, opening an office on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. 93 to 95, designed to provide ESP's high-quality standards to a more affordable line of production model guitars, the LTD brand is born. 96 to 2001, new ESP signature models arrive from artists such as Stephen Carpenter from the Deftones, Jeff Hanneman from Slayer, Jakey Lee from Ozzy Osbourne, and Max Cavalera from Sepultura and Soulfly. The LTD line gains popularity, earning its own level of acceptance among artists. 2004, ESP and LTD guitars and basses are now distributed in over 30 countries. 2005, Metallica's James Hetfield and ESP collaborate to introduce his ESP Truckster signature model. ESP begins its 30th anniversary celebrations with a live concert featuring Megadeth and Lynch Mob at NAMM 2005. 2006, ESP Guitars sets the world on fire with 16 new artist signature models, including new guitars from Alexi Laiho from Children of Bodom and Richard Z of Rammstein. While the ESP signature line grows dramatically, the LTD line of guitars and basses expands even more to accommodate every type of player worldwide. 2007, Kirk Hammett and George Lynch celebrate 20 years with ESP. To commemorate this milestone, ESP Guitars releases a limited anniversary edition for both artists. Also in 2007, ESP begins a new program of tour sponsorship, starting with some of the biggest tours and festivals that include Slayer, Children of Bodom, Lamb of God, and the New England Metal and Hardcore Festival. Also in 2007, ESP initiates television advertising for the first time. ESP starts aggressive advertising campaigns on channels MTV2, VH1, and G4. Over the last few years, the ESP name has been seen on television by tens of millions of people nationally. 2007 to 2008, ESP expands its signature series line with new bands including Lamb of God, Bullet for My Valentine, Chimera, Dimmu Borgir, Behemoth, and Dragon Force. 2008, ESP teams up with Affliction Clothing and AEG Live to present Ozfest 08 in Texas, featuring Metallica and many other ESP artists. This would be one of many high-profile contests involving national TV commercials, radio promo, and a flyaway contest for winners to meet all the ESP bands on the bill. 2009, with the return of Metallica on tour and the release of Death Magnetic in 2008, ESP collaborates closely with James and Kirk to introduce the infamous Ouija guitar and the new Iron Cross model. These extremely limited guitars are sure to be appreciated by Metallica fans, collectors, and serious players. ESP is recognized as the industry's fastest-growing company of 2008 by Music Trades magazine. ESP and LTD instruments are now sold in over 60 countries, and the brand is now recognized by consumers around the globe. ESP Guitars joins forces with Activision and Neversoft on Guitar Hero Metallica. The game itself is a testimonial to how many ESP guitars have been played by the band over the years. Gamers are able to see and play all past and present Metallica signature models in the game. 2010. ESP proudly celebrates its 35th anniversary as a global leader in the electric guitar industry. ESP's custom shop continues to innovate as the place to go to build the guitar of your dreams. 2011. Metallica guitarist James Hetfield and ESP collaborate to design the Snakebyte, soon to become one of ESP's all-time best-selling signature models and James's #1 guitar on the Death Magnetic tour. 2012. The second in a series of limited Slayer graphic guitars is released, featuring artwork from their classic CD, South of Heaven. Musicians from Whitechapel, Unearth, and Suicide Silence join the ESP roster and celebrate the release of their own signature models. 2013. The graphic series is introduced at NAMM 2013, featuring exciting collaborations with assorted horror, publishing, and film legends. 2014, ESP's Exhibition Series line of handcrafted custom guitars, along with the new E2 brand, are among the highlighted products released in 2014. Exodus and Slayer guitarist Gary Holt joins the ESP team. Also in 2014, ESP launches its first USA factory and introduces the USA Series, continuing ESP's tradition of excellence in guitar building. The premier quality and craftsmanship that ESP has become known for is now available as 100% made in the USA. 2015. ESP kicks off its 40th year with the introduction of the Custom Shop Exhibition Limited Models, 40th Anniversary Series, Tombstone acoustic guitars, and many more new and innovative products that will assure its position as an industry leader for years to come.